I don't know if you're like me, but I've just opened the refrigerator to get some green onions for my breakfast omelet and found the whole bunch wilted, soggy, mushy, and even starting to smell. A few spoiled green onions might seem like a big deal, but in reality, it's wasted money, time, and sometimes it can completely ruin your cooking mood. I used to be very frustrated. I considered giving up buying green onions until a chef with 17 years of experience at a five-star restaurant shared a simple but incredibly effective way to keep them fresh. And today, I want to share with you some simple tips to keep green onions crisp, fragrant, and fresh for up to a year. No fancy refrigerator, no chemicals, just a few everyday items you already have in your kitchen. Since learning this method, I haven't had to throw away a single bunch of green onions. Let's begin. Method 1. First, take a clean plastic container. If you have a lot of green onions, you can use a larger container or jar. Then, fill it with water to about 5 centimeters. Gently gather the green onions into a neat bunch and place them in the bottle. Like arranging a bouquet of flowers in a vase, make sure the water only covers the roots. Do not let the water touch the leaves as they will start to rot. Finally, place the bottle in a cool place with gentle natural sunlight, such as near a window or on a balcony. Avoid harsh, direct sunlight as it can cause the leaves to wilt or turn yellow. Change the water every 3 hours. Soak the green onions for 4 days to prevent odors and inhibit bacterial growth. If the water becomes cloudy or has an unpleasant smell, change the water sooner. This method ensures the green onions are always adequately hydrated, keeping the leaves fresh, green, and crisp. When needed, simply take out the scissors and cut off a small portion of the top leaf. The second method involves cutting off the base of the green onions, leaving about 2.5 to 5 centimeters above the roots. Next, prepare a planting area for the roots, such as a large plastic container or a plant pot. Once prepared, use a spatula to loosen the soil and plant the green onion roots. After planting, use a spray bottle to mist with water to maintain moisture. This will prevent the plants from rotting. After about 20 days, your green onions will grow tall and lush green, ready for you to harvest and use whenever you want. This method allows you to replant from the same root system multiple times. It's incredibly convenient and sustainable. Method 3. I used the charcoal on the chopped onions from the previous tip. Before starting, fill a large bowl with water. Add 1 tablespoon of baking soda. Stir with your hand until the baking soda is completely dissolved. Then, add all the green onions and soak for about 7 to 10 minutes. Nowadays, many green onions sold in markets are sprayed with chemicals to keep them green. Eating too much can cause nausea or even diarrhea. Soaking green onions in baking soda helps clean and remove most of the remaining chemicals. After soaking, gently rinse each green onion. Do you know what people usually spray on green onions? It's a fungicide solution called Bordeaux mixture. If the green onions have been heavily sprayed, you can often see dark green spots on the leaves with the naked eye. Change the water and rinse again 1 or 2 more times to ensure safety. After the green onions are clean, let them drain completely. You can use paper towels to gently blot away any excess water. It's important that they are completely dry before storing, as any remaining moisture will cause them to spoil faster. After washing and completely drying the scallions, place them on a cutting board and chop them into pieces of the size you usually use for your dishes. You can chop them into shorter pieces for sprinkling or mince them more finely, depending on your preference. Chop them in advance so you can easily take out the required amount without having to start over. Next, take a clean jar and gently place all the chopped scallions inside, being careful not to crush them. The aroma of fresh scallions right after chopping is wonderful. Preparing them in advance like this saves you a lot of time when cooking, especially in the morning or on busy days. Then, store the jar in the refrigerator so you can quickly take them out when needed. Method 4. Next, I'll put the remaining green onions in the freezer. I put the onions in a plastic container. Then, I close the lid and put it in the freezer. Many people worry that freezing will ruin the flavor of green onions, but that's not true. This method preserves almost all of the original flavor and freshness. Properly frozen green onions will not lose moisture and will retain their bright color and characteristic aroma. An important note: only take out the amount you need and add it directly to the pot when cooking. Don't thaw them beforehand, because thawing will make the onions soft and reduce their flavor. My family loves this method, especially on mornings when I need to cook early. I just open the freezer, take out some pre-cut green onions, and start cooking. Quick, easy, and the dish tastes just as good. So, those are my 5 simple ways to keep green onions fresh, saving time, money, and effort in the kitchen. Whether you replant them in water, keep them in the refrigerator, wrap them in paper, or freeze them. Method 5. Use cleaned and washed scallions. Now, divide the scallions into small portions, enough for 1 or 2 days. Next, use plastic wrap. Wrap each portion in plastic wrap, leaving it slightly open, but not too tight to avoid crushing the leaves. Also, make sure the wrap is tight enough to prevent air from getting in. A little tip: don't fold the scallions when wrapping, as this will reduce their shelf life. Finally, place the wrapped portions in the refrigerator. With this method, scallions can stay fresh for up to a month, retaining their flavor and crispness. When you need to use them, simply take out a portion. They will still be as green as when you bought them. Each method is effective depending on your needs and helps you always have green onions ready for any dish. These are 5 of my personal ways to keep green onions fresh. Do you store green onions this way, or do you have other methods? Don't hesitate to share in the comments. I'm always happy to learn from you. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel so I can continue bringing you more useful tips.